I'm Dave Lorenz on Travel Michigan, and it is that time of the year when it's finally warming up. We're starting to look toward that warm weather to stay with us for a while, and there's nothing that really says that to me more than the Tulip Time Festival over in Holland. We're going to find out what's happening there next with Gwen Awerda. She is the Executive Director of Tulip Time Festival in Holland. Gwen, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Well, hey, the Tulip Time Festival is just a few weeks away. Hard to believe it's coming up so soon. I know you've been working on it basically all year, right?
We have. We don't really take a break. We start as soon as one festival's done, planning the next one.
How many volunteers do you have for the festival? Because I think people might be surprised to learn how many volunteers it takes for a big festival.
We have about 800 volunteers.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's
they
a few
do lots of different great things. We couldn't put this festival together without them.
Yeah, it's true. So Tulip Time Festival really celebrates that Dutch heritage in the Holland area and really allows people to check out Holland in this real special time of the year.
Yeah, it's a great time to see the beauty of the city, to see the tulips, of course, and we've got so many activities planned for the week that people are here. It's just fabulous.
This is the traditional time when the tulips are fully in bloom, and there are literally millions on display in the city of Holland. Last year was a bit of a challenge, though, right?
Oh, it was. The really warm weather, which we all loved, but the tulips didn't because they all came early.
Yeah, sure did.
And this year they're really on track. They're about 4 inches out of the ground. They're popping up all over the city, and a couple warm weeks of weather and sunshine, and they will be absolutely beautiful the week of the festival.
So people actually start to show up earlier than festival time. Festival this year is May 4th to the 11th.
Right.
But over the next couple of weeks, people are going to be swinging by. Are there any special organized times that people can get an early peek?
We have a pre-festival weekend, which is April 27 and 28. We'll be running the Tulip City Tours that weekend. We have a Queen's Day bike criterium that will be downtown on Sunday, the 28th. So there are some things people can do before the actual festival. Windmill Island is open, Dutch Village is open, so people have lots of opportunities to see tulips and take in the sights. Those tours that are on the 27th and 28th, are these by motor coach, or do you get a map and drive around and walk around? They are a trolley tour that you can get on and go around the city. It takes about 75 minutes, and you can stop at a couple of different locations and get off and go take pictures of tulips and pick the next bus up or trolley, either one, that'll come by about 15 minutes later.
Where do they start out?
Centennial Park, which is right downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great location, and it gets you all around the city. You can see the tulip lanes and a couple of the parks that just have fabulous plantings.
Gwen, tell us about that bike criterium you mentioned.
Well, the bike criterium is the first time we've done this event, and we're very excited about it. It's a bike race. There's a number of different categories. There's a professional category, a family category, kids, and you race for about 30 minutes around this figure eight right on the streets of downtown Holland, and you really want to jockey for position because the last lap is when the winner is announced. So you want to be at the front of the pack by that point in time. So while it's a race, not necessarily a speed race, it's more about your position.
Yeah, and it's a good race actually for spectators.
It is. It's a fun race for spectators. I hear there can be crashes now and then, and that's not always fun, but yet it adds a little bit to the excitement of the race. Yeah,
my niece used to race in those, so they are fun to watch. So that's on the 28th, and then, of course, those early tours, the 27th and 28th. Now, festival kicks off on May 4th. Tell us about some of those highlights.
The first weekend, we have an art and craft fair, Kinderplatz, which is our children's festival. That's at Collin Park, right on Lake Macatawa. We've got lots of activities for the kids there. We have a Queen's Market, which is another shopping experience for folks at Window on the Waterfront, fireworks that first weekend. So we kick off the weekend of the 4th and 5th with a lot of activities.
Tell us about that Kinderplatz.
Kinderplatz is an opportunity for kids to come and get their face painted, to pet animals, to ride some smaller carnival-type rides if they're not big enough to go on the big Ferris wheel. And they just can, there's just a lot of really cool things, bounce houses. It's really great for kids ages 2 to 10.
Kinderplatz, kids' place.
Kinderplatz.
I get it. Okay.
Yep.
So other event. I see you have a vintage baseball game, which sounds fun.
We do. They've been playing for a couple of years, and it's such a riot to watch them play. They've got the old vintage outfits on, or their uniforms, and they really have a good time.
Now you mentioned, of course, those early tours that can be done before the festival, but during the festival, I'm sure you have tours as well.
Right. The Tulip City tours run every day during the festival. You can pick those up again at Centennial Park, and there's entertainment in the evenings. A lot of our local organizations provide entertainment. We've got the barbershops celebrating their 75th anniversary of barbershop music, the Holland Chorale, Holland Jazz Orchestra, a couple of local, theater does a play, and so there's always something going every night of the week that you can take in a show and just see some fabulous entertainment.
Are the parades the most attended events for Tulip Time?
Absolutely. They are. They are a wonderful event. There's so many great things. Saturday is the music parade. It's actually the largest parade in Michigan.
Oh.
It's about 2.5 miles. We have 160 entries. About 30 of those are bands. Music parade is the band parade of bands.
What is that, about 2.5 hours then?
It takes about 2 hours to watch it, and it's about a 2.5 mile long route.
Oh, yeah.
So it's very long, and there's a lot of great entertainment coming to that. We have the Petoskey Steel Drum Band, which is from Petoskey High School. They have a 2-tier float. Very cool.
Oh.
And we have the Detroit Pistons Drumline will be here as our special feature this year.
Oh, neat.
And you can text a vote for your favorite band at that parade, and that's always a lot of fun.
So that's the big Saturday parade. What other parades do you have?
Wednesday we do the Volks Parade, which is called the People's Parade. We scrub the streets. The governor is here, and he walks with us. And I think you're going to walk as well this year, Dave.
I believe I am. Last year I was driving the Roush Mustang that we gave out, but this year I'll be back in my wooden shoes.
Back in the wooden shoes. So that's a great parade. That's probably one of our largest attended parades, and very fun. And then Thursday is our children's parade. We call it the Kinder Parade, and those are where all the school, 1st through 5th grade children dress up in Dutch costumes and carry some piece of art that they made in their art classes that represents something Dutch.
Well, there's just so much. There's actually too much to mention in one program, but lots of entertainment. Some, of course, the carnival in operation, as you mentioned. There's Dutch Village. There's Windmill Island that you can visit. Is the windmill actually in operation right now? I know it was being worked on.
It is not yet operational, but you can still tour the windmill, and it's 5 flights to the top.
Yeah, it's quite a hike up there.
Quite a wonderful thing to see. And they don't usually mill in the summer anyway, with all the tourists, but you can still see the windmill and walk around the village. It's beautiful. And good to see it's being kept up appropriately and being fixed up. So yeah,
that's fantastic. Well, so many things. Just to check out their event section online. You can get information at tuliptime.com, and you get all that detail as well. Gwen, thank you for joining us today. Gwen Awerda, Executive Director of Tulip Time Festival in Holland. The festival coming up May 4th. Through the 11th, and man, that's a big event in Michigan. But if you would like to consider some other events all throughout the state, certainly have many others for you to consider, including this coming Monday. There's the Michigan Wine Showcase. I think we talked to you about that last week. It's at the Rattlesnake Club in Detroit. They have master sommeliers on hand to answer any questions. They're going to have something like 25 Michigan wineries offering samples. They're going to pair them with appetizers from the restaurant itself. So consider that, the Michigan Wine Showcase, coming up Monday in Detroit. Over in Frankenmuth, this coming Friday through Saturday, is their event called Bringin' Back the 80s, that big hair time of our lives. And you'll be able to check all the music that they're going to have performing in Frankenmuth at the Heritage Park in Frankenmuth. Admission is like $10, and they're going to have a good time with all that. Speaking of good times, over in Grand Haven, it is the Chili Chili Blues Festival this coming Friday through Sunday as well. Grand Haven Main Street downtown. It's kind of the kickoff to the warm weather season in Grand Haven. Lots of fun music and, of course, all that chili cook-off contest. So consider that. And then the last one we have time to tell you about, the Indian Artifact Show at the Kalamazoo County Expo Center at Fairgrounds. Something like 80 dealer tables, authentic Native American artifacts on display. You want to check that out. The Kalamazoo County Expo Center and Fairgrounds, they just have so many great events. And this one's coming up this coming Saturday from 8 until 3. And here's the best part. It is free to attend. So consider that this coming Saturday at the Kalamazoo County Expo Center and Fairground. We're heading to Traverse City next to find out why everybody loves this beautiful little town in northwest lower peninsula of Michigan. It's coming up next right here on Travel Michigan, where your trip begins at Michigan.org.